Can prime Chris Paul lead the Clippers to their first ever NBA championship? Let's find out. Chris Paul signs a one-year deal to return to the Los Angeles Clippers for most likely his final season of his career. And a phenomenal career, like a 20-year career. He's been around since 2005, I believe. And we are taking the prime version, 2K's version of the prime version of Chris Paul, adding him on today's Los Angeles Clippers and see if they can win a championship. What 2K decided was his prime version was the age 23 season, which I believe was this season of about 23, 5, and 11 in 2008, 2009. I think that's the correct season. I'm pretty sure that's the right season. I've been a fan of Chris Paul, pretty much as long as I've been watching basketball, which was around that time. I know he's got he's kind of a dick, for lack of better words, but I've always been a fan of Chris Paul. I think he's one of those kind of gritty point guards that we don't really see too many of nowadays, and I just always been a really big fan of Chris Paul. It's gonna be, it's really gonna be a bummer seeing the league start without him, and probably next season, or not this season, but the following season. We are at the point in time where guys like LeBron, Chris Paul, Westbrook, James Harden, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, all guys that were phenomenal throughout our childhoods or into our early adults, are kind of on their way out, and it's rough. But again, we have a team: Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Zubac. They traded for John Collins this offseason. They brought in Bradley Beal on a buyout, who I think is actually going to be pretty good now that he's on a way cheaper contract. I think you're going to actually see the value of Bradley Beal. Brook Lopez, they also bring over in the offseason. Derek Jones Jr. still around. Chris Dunn still around. Bogdanovich still around. They have a pretty good team that I think we should. With a prime Chris Paul, I am going to make James Harden the shooting guard, because I'm not going to have Bradley Beal starting and James Harden going off the bench. He's one of the best shooting guards of all time, so of course he's going to be starting with Chris Paul. It looks like we're running Chris Paul, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, Zubac, with a bench of Bradley Beal, Brook Lopez, Bogdanovich, Derek Jones Jr., and Chris Dunn. I think it's a really good team. I'm not doing anything. I know my Dame video I did some rebuilding, but that's because that Portland team sucks. This Clippers team, I think, legitimately can be pretty good this season. I don't think they're actually going to be a championship level team, but now with the prime Chris Paul, I think they 100% can win a championship. So let's see. First game is against the Phoenix Suns, who at this point in time are running a lineup of Devin Booker, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Ryan Dunn, and Mark Williams. First game of prime Chris Paul, they win by 34 points, 17, 2, and 12 on 10 shots. Yeah, that is Chris Paul numbers. Maybe we won't have a season with him averaging 23, but I think he could genuinely average a good 19 and 10, 19 and 11, which, again, something we haven't seen in a long time. Also, before we get super deep into this video, I do want to stop you, ask if you could please subscribe to the channel. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And wait, don't even do it for me. Do it for the Prince of Darkness. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know how well that hits with my audience, but I've been a huge fan of Ozzy and Black Sabbath growing up. Got me into the music I'm into today. Passed as of yesterday as I'm recording this, so you're going to see this another. It's been 2 days since he's passed by the time you see this. But rest in peace to the absolute GOAT of rock and roll, of metal. And yeah, please, if you're gonna like the video, subscribe for anybody. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's for Ozzy. Trade deadline, 40 and 10, the 1 seed. So they're actually doing a lot better than I thought. The season we're getting from Chris Paul is about 17, 3, and 11, which is 49, 39, 85. It's really good. But I was kind of what if I look at his shot tendency? 74 shot tendency. Listen, this season he averaged 23, so I'm gonna put it up to a 90. Again, it's a good season. We're not seeing anything super crazy. Kawhi Leonard, 19.6 rebounds, about 5 assists. James Harden, 24 and 11. So it seems like James Harden's been the biggest beneficiary of Chris Paul. He can actually, they did play together. I kind of completely blanked on the fact that they did play together back in Houston. So it looks like we're getting the best season of James Harden since probably Houston. Zubac, 14 and 10. There's no better point guard in league history to set up their big men than Chris Paul. So it makes sense. John Collins, 14.7 rebounds, 35% from 3. Bradley Beal, 17.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 40% from 3. Looks so much better on $6 million a year than $50 million a year, obviously. Brook Lopez, 9 points, 4 rebounds, 41% from 3. Derek Jones Jr. is not really a 2K sim guy. Chris Dunn, also not really a 2K sim guy. But this team's looking really good. And what kind of season have we gotten from Chris Paul this year? Have we had any big games, big point games, big assist games? Maybe on the season he's got a 43 is his career high. I feel like it's a little bit lower, but 32 points is his highest on the season. 5 threes made, 9 free throws, 8 rebounds. What is assists? 19 assists. He leads the NBA this year at 19 assist game, October 26th, 2024. So let's go back here to October 26th, and that was a game they actually lose to the Denver. Actually, this is game 2 of the season. He came up with 19 points against Jokic, 31, 11, and 9 from Jokic. But we got 14, 1, and 19 assists with 4 steals from Chris Paul. So we'll take that. I mean, 19 assists is insane. Again, those are kind of numbers you don't really see these days. Was there any other like big ones? We saw the 19 assists, 5 steals, 1 block, 39 minutes played. What was this? 32. 32. Oh, well, he wasn't a league leader, so I guess we're not going to see that. But I mean, a really, really good start. We're here more for the playoffs, obviously, because like we were trying to win a championship with the Clippers team that has not been there. I mean, if you saw my last video, they did pretty well. I'm not going to spoil it, but go check out that last video I did. Just saying, the Clippers are getting multiple love here, like multiple videos of love. You give us or whatever. Let's go to the end of the season. And I mean, again, we're trying to win Chris Paul's first ring, trying to win the Clippers their first ring. I don't know if maybe it's just me. But like growing up a Kobe fan, maybe like kind of like a quote unquote Lakers fan. I'm also, as you see, like a Wizards fan because Wizards are like more my local team. But yeah, just growing up like being a Kobe fan was kind of made me a Lakers fan. So obviously when the trade got denied, he couldn't come play for Lakers. I was super bummed out. But because of being a Lakers fans, I've always kind of not liked the Clippers, and like especially the years of the Kawhi Leonard, Paul George type of team. Just didn't really like it at all. I've been a fan of Kawhi Leonard. Paul George has never been a huge fan of myself. But yeah, I've never really liked the Clippers. But actually, genuinely, this is like one of those first years, so I'm actually looking forward to the Clippers playing basketball. Last year, I really wasn't. I thought they were going to be bad last year, and they ended up having a really good season. And I enjoyed watching them play. So now this year, something about this team just, again, maybe it is Paul George. Maybe I just don't like Paul George because I don't really like Philly. But I've never really liked Philly anyway. But I'm super excited for Clippers basketball. Again, I don't think they're like a championship contender, but you know, this is like probably a retirement tour for Chris Paul. So I'm hoping to have a really good season. We get a couple games of. We're not going to get vintage Chris Paul, but a couple games where maybe he can rock out. But anyway, Jokic wins MVP 27, 11, 9.5. Cooper Flag, Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, 6th Player of the Year on the Lakers. Remember that time he gamed us? Anyway, Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Cade Cunningham, Most Improved. Giannis Clutch. Tyronn Lue, Coach of the Year, 68 and 14. Do we have Chris Paul on any one of these teams? All NBA 13 for Chris Paul. I'm assuming his points went up as a season. 18 points, 3 rebounds, 11 assists, 50, 40, 85. So we got from like 16 something to 18. Hopefully in the playoffs we get a little bit more of that. But I don't know. We are the 1 seed in the Western Conference, taking on the Golden State Warriors in the first round. Steph Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Jimmy Butler, Jonathan Kuminga, and Draymond Green. We are the better team. We got prime Chris Paul, so is he the better player of all time? No, Steph Curry is. But we get 28, 5, and 11 on 10 of 14, 6 of 9 from 3, and his first playoff game back with the Clippers. That is all-time Chris Paul right there. That is all-time Chris Paul. Game 2, they win the game as well. 26, 3, and 13, 10 of 18. He's averaging 27, 4, and 12 on 60, 60, 100 through the first 2 games of the playoff run this year. People, like, listen, a lot of people that got into basketball in the past 5-ish years don't understand. They don't know prime Chris Paul. They don't even know Clippers Chris Paul. That blows my mind. I mean, I get it if, like, you don't really remember Pelicans, like New Orleans Pelicans, Chris Paul. I get it. A lot of people are younger. But, like, to not even know Lob City Clippers, I feel like you're just missing out. Game 3, they go up 3 games to nothing. James Harden takes the lead on this, but 18, 5, and 15. Still, he didn't score that well, but he got 15 assists. And then game 4, they sweep? They sweep the Golden State Warriors in the closeout game 22-1-5. I mean, he only took 10 shots. He hit 8 of them. He's been super efficient. James Harden is also a superstar, so it makes sense. But 23.5, 3.5, 11 assists, 2.5 steals, 60, 60, 78 from the line in the first round of the playoffs. The second round, the Minnesota Timberwolves, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. I'm hoping this team keeps winning because I do want to jump into some games. For us, this is going to be like a super short video, but they do lose game 1. Kawhi with 25, 24, 7, and 9 from Chris Paul, but Dante DiVincenzo gives us 21 and we lose. Okay, game 2, they tie the series 1-1 apiece. Now, again, not to rag on you too much, but the Clippers have never been to the conference finals, so hopefully there's no 2K dark magic work here with this because I do want to win a ring. Chris Paul with 29 and 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Again, 10 of 14, super efficient. Game 3, they go up 2 games to 1. We get Bradley Beal with 24, Chris Paul 22, 2, and 7. It's been nothing but efficiency. When he takes a shot, he makes them. Even with the 9 shot tendency, taking 9 to 10 shots a game is a little bit low, but they do tie the series 2-2 apiece. James Harden tries. Chris Paul 16, 3, and 7. You've been pretty efficient. I'd like you to take a few more. We're going to go up to like a 94 shot Tennessee. Game 5, this is a super, super big one. Going up 3-2, obviously, is much better than going down 3-2. But hopefully in LA, we can jump into a game. Maybe, again, I'd rather jump into the finals. But again, I'll take any type of Chris Paul we can get. Pause. That one. Whatever. We're blowing out the Timberwolves. We beat them by 46 points, 25, 5, and 10 of 9 of 13 shooting from Chris Paul. We go up 3-2. We have a game 7. 32, 3, and 7 from Chris Paul is not enough. Game 7 against the Minnesota Timberwolves. We are in LA. If we lose, and this is like a 10-minute video, I'm gonna be upset. And it's not looking good for the boys. Oh, they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back. 5 minutes left. It is a 2-point game. We are definitely going to be able to jump into this game. We need Chris Paul to hit some big shots. I hope they're up when we jump in because 2K AI has been really, really bad. It is okay. Well, it's a 6-point game. I tried to stop it at 20 seconds, but whatever. 34, 5, and 11 from Chris Paul. They do end up winning and going to the conference finals for the first time in team history against the Houston Rockets. Fred VanVleet, Amin Thompson, Kevin Durant, Tari Eason, Alperen Sengun. This is going to be tough. Game 1, they do win by what, 26? 26, that's actually insane. 30, well, I don't even know. 36, actually. Kawhi Leonard with 28. We still have this is well, I guess this isn't like prime Kawhi Leonard anymore, but playoff Kawhi Leonard is a problem. 27 and 15 with 5. Wait. You don't, hey, no, don't look down there. Don't look down there. Look at the assist. Don't look down the rest of the stat sheet. It's fine. Maybe I'll use my face to block it off. I don't know. Game 2, we go up 2-0. Chris Paul, 25, 3, and 14. And look at that. See, that's what it was last time. You saw 11. It was actually 1 that got messed up. That's what it was. Game 3, they do take a game. Kevin Durant's going to take a game. Chris Paul, 16, 4, and 8. Not his best game, but it's okay. It's okay because we go up 3-1. Kevin Durant had 20, but 43, 10, and 18 from Chris Paul. He hit 6 threes. That's, man. And we see the Los Angeles Clippers in the NBA Finals for the first time in history. Chris Paul is your Western Conference Finals MVP against Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers. Would you say, again, don't, before you jump on me, just let me say this, hear me out. Do you think Tyrese Halliburton is like a modern day version of Chris Paul? And again, I'm not saying Tyrese Halliburton's better. That's not the route I'm going at all. You could think Chris Paul is 10 times better than Tyrese Halliburton. That's fine. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm just saying, play style wise, you think, if you look at lob to the Clippers type of Chris Paul, do you think Tyrese Halliburton is probably the closest player we have in today's league that is like that? And I definitely say so. I think so. I think it's pretty damn close. But again, that's up to you guys. Game 1 of the NBA Finals, we don't know. They got blown out. Chris Paul, 22, 11, and 11, but nobody else showed up. Game 2, we tied the series at 1-1 apiece, 25, 7, and 8 from Chris Paul. Game 3, a big game. We go up 2-1, 31 from Kawhi Leonard, 28, 4, and 22 assists from Chris Paul. He's, next level. They do tie the series 2-2. James Harden had 20. Chris Paul, 15. If anything, he's going to get his assist. That is one thing. Game 5. I'm so sorry. 40 from Chris Paul to win Game 5. We have a Game 6. We were in Indiana. They're trying to fight to stay alive, and we're trying to win the first championship in league history for the Clippers, with Chris Paul getting obviously his first ring, and it's happening. Oh, it's happening. We're going to jump in. We're going to watch Chris Paul with 40 seconds left. He's had 17, 8, and 11, damn near a triple-double. Let's go. I don't actually do this, but I want to play here. So I'm going to give the ball to Chris Paul. I don't know. The last time I've used Chris Paul in any type of 2K game, you're going to see how bad I really am here. But I don't really play 2K much at all anymore anyway. Little fader. Okay, we green that. I don't really play 2K much at all anymore. This game kind of sucks. I just want to get in, see how Chris Paul fell on the court, you know what I'm saying? And looks like we are going to win. Pretty obviously win a championship. Andrew Damn Hard don't got anything on prime Chris Paul. Yeah, okay. We're going to get one more buck here with Chris Paul. Maybe I can run a pick and roll. I want to throw a lob. I want to see, this is John Collins. I want to see a lob here. I want to see a big time lob from Chris Paul to John Collins. Okay, I thought it'd be cool. And just like that, the Los Angeles Clippers win the NBA Finals in 6 games. Chris Paul gets his first ring. James Harden gets his first ring. Kawhi, another ring, his third ring. I feel like I'm saying the same thing I did last video. Spoiler alert. But this is huge, man. I'm so excited. I've been a Chris Paul fan my entire life, and that obviously I know it's fictional, it's 2K. But the idea of him winning a championship, he's already a Hall of Famer, but just a perfect, just explanation point on the end of a career. I want to see him with the trophy, man. He should be Finals MVP. That would make it even better. I don't really care about Tyronn Lue and Rick Carlisle. I want to see our guy Chris Paul. Look at James Harden there on the bench. Derek Jones Jr. just punched Brook Lopez in the face. I don't know if you guys saw that one. And man, John Collins is holding the trophy with Nicholas Batum. Probably the last two guys that should be holding it. Whatever. Kawhi Leonard finally shows up to the podium. Where is Chris Paul? Chris Paul better be handling that damn Finals MVP trophy. I'm gonna ride if not. If he wins a championship, I don't care if it's this year with the Clippers in real life. Give him the Finals MVP. I don't care if he plays like 8 minutes. He deserves it. I mean, Kawhi's got enough, right? Chris Paul wins Finals MVP. Man, I mean, I guess he's not going to retire technically in this world because, you know, look at that fade I pulled up. I tried to do a mid-range, but whatever. 25, 6, 12 and a half assists. Oh, 3 steals, almost a block. He gave out 50, 36, 82 from the floor. Chris Paul is your Finals MVP, and that's going to do it for today's video. I know it's a shorter video, but we've got Chris Paul championship. Who doesn't love that? Well, a lot of people don't Chris Paul, but it's fine. It's fine. But also, like I said in the last video, and I'll say it again, I've been having issues since like 2 weeks ago with 2K where I try to like record videos, and I usually do 3 years on my rebuilds, but like I sim in year 1. Sometimes I can get into year 2, but usually by 100% of the time, if I get through year 2, going into year 3, the game crashes and I simply cannot sim to the next season. So it's making it kind of hard for me to do my longer rebuilds when the game just keeps crashing. Maybe you guys like shorter videos. So if that's the case, let me know. Maybe I'll start shrinking my content down from like 30-ish some minutes to like 15 to 20. Let me know. But again, like I said before, please hit that like button, subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, but I'll see you guys later. Peace.